Okay, so for problem 3 here, it says the graph shows the rate of photosynthesis in response to varying temperature and varying amounts of carbon dioxide. So it looks like we have two independent variables, which they showed by just writing the names above the lines, which is kind of nice. And says, suppose we expose the same plant to 0.09% carbon dioxide at 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so on our graph, it looks like we have 0.03% carbon dioxide at 20 degrees Celsius and at 30 degrees Celsius. It does look like when it was at a warmer temperature, 30 degrees Celsius, it was a bit higher. And then when they increased the carbon dioxide to 0.13%, it looks like that had a big increase on how much photosynthesis happened. And it also, again, looks like the warmer temperature had the most. So it says 0.09% carbon dioxide. 0.09 is between 0.03 and 0.13. So I'm thinking it's going to end up somewhere in the middle here. And then it says at 20 degrees Celsius. So I think it probably won't go super high, but maybe in the lower part. And again, I'm referring to the trends, right? So it's between these two amounts of carbon dioxide. And I also see that whenever the temperature is colder, there's a little bit of a lower reaction, because we can see here 20 degrees Celsius had less photosynthesis happen than 30 degrees Celsius. And we see the same thing down here. So it wants me to draw my new line. So I'm going to use the scribble function, start at 0, and I think it would probably land around here. And I'm going to curve my line like that because theirs are curved like that. It looks like there's a leveling out of photosynthesis as light intensity increases. So let's turn this red so that we can see it nice and bright. Okay, now it wants me to explain. So let's kind of summarize everything we just talked about. So since 0.09% CO2 is between 0.03% and 0.13% CO2, I think the rate of reaction would be more than 0.03%, 0.03%, but less than 0.13%. I also think that since it was exposed to 20 degrees Celsius, that it would be on the lower middle end, because the colder the temperature, the less photosynthesis there is. So again, we're looking at trends, right? We see that 20 degrees Celsius is always less than 30 degrees, and we see that 0.03% is less than 0.13%. So we're going to kind of land right in the middle here, right in the middle.